Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Dani Babb and I am going to be sharing some tips for success in the online classroom with all of you. When you first get access to your course, be sure that you read through the syllabus in thorough detail. Almost all course questions can be answered by reading through the syllabus and other accompanying course material. Be sure to browse through the course overview, get a feel for the due dates, and get a feel for the navigation of the course and how it moves from module to module or week to week. You might want to introduce yourself to your peers, classmates, and your instructor through the Q&A forum or through the course introduction forum if there is one. Oftentimes, this is a great way for instructors to get a feel for what your goals are so we can tie course material to your specific needs and requirements as the course moves along. From my experience, about 90% of questions are already answered in the classroom, so be sure to read what's available, and every time you log in, be sure to check the announcements. Most instructors, if they tend to notice a pattern with student questions or concerns, will post an announcement about it to help others. Gather all of the resources available to you and try to take notes if you can. For example, there might be tutoring, academic services, your instructor's contact information, writing centers, librarians, and so on. Be sure to read through the first module and try to schedule quite a bit of time for yourself for that first week. This will help you get a better feel for the course requirements and be able to properly budget your time in future weeks. But do remember that oftentimes the first week tends to be lighter in requirements than subsequent weeks. You might want to take a look at your final project. It's important to not get so far ahead of yourself that it causes you anxiety and stress, and you ask questions that will be answered in coming weeks. But be aware of what the final project is, if there is one, and how many hours you feel it will take for you to accomplish it. Budgeting this time now is important. It also helps to let family and friends know when you might not be available because you're focused on your studies. Also, don't skip the book. I know it seems self-evident, but many students try to get through their online courses without buying or reading the textbook. If you're in class and your instructor has chosen a book for the course, there's usually a good reason for that. I would definitely plan to budget for the book and spend the amount of time that's allocated each unit to read through the modules that are assigned. Be mindful of deadlines. Every instructor will have their own policies on late work and late submissions, and some instructors will not accept late work at all. So in addition to technical issues, personal issues, health issues, and so on, it's important to keep your instructor apprised of anything that comes up and know what his or her policies are. Just because one instructor at an institution has one policy does not mean that they all will. Read through all of these course policies before you begin your work. If this is not a good time for you, say you have a 6-week course and you plan to take a 2-week vacation, contact your advisor and find out what your options are for taking the course at another time. And it should go without saying, but please make sure that you do your own work. While some online tools may be appealing, not only will you cheat yourself from learning, but academic integrity is a serious issue and that can have very long-term consequences for your academic career. Try not to stress too much if you don't do as well as expected on just one assignment. If it becomes a pattern, then you might want to seek additional assistance. However, the most important thing is that you learn. It's not necessarily just about your grade. And finally, don't be afraid to ask questions. That's what your instructors are here for, and we're happy to help.